In my last video, I gave you a newly discovered Roman road in Norfolk that ran between the Roman towns at Caister and Billingford. In this video, we are still in Norfolk, as that seems to be where I am looking at the moment. And I'm giving you not one, but two new Roman roads. If we head north from Caister, or east from Billingford, we'll get to our start point, the Roman town at Brampton. The Roman town at Brampton has an interesting form with hexagonal defences, and you can see a Roman road entering the town from the southwest. There seems to be a lot of occupation surrounding the town, especially to the south and east, but also to the north across the River Bure, which is where we are heading. To orient you, the Roman town of Brampton is just to the south of the modern village of the same name, on the south edge of the River Bure, with Roman roads arriving from Billingford to the west and Caister to the south. The new road we are looking at starts by crossing the River Bure, appearing as a series of parch marks on aerial photographs. There is a lot of damaged ground after the river crossing, but we pick up the road again after it is past a bend in the river, where it takes a turn to the northwest. There, the road once again appears on aerial photographs, but instead of a parch mark on the surface, we see the side ditches spaced 19 metres apart over a considerable distance. This alignment continues, with some parts appearing on the LiDAR as well, and the surface once again appears on a parch mark on the Bing imagery where it is yet to be fully ploughed out. On the aerial photograph in the bottom left, there is what looks like a square enclosure with ditches on only two sides. This is possibly a construction camp associated with the construction of the Roman road. Again, the road continues, and as you can see, we are following the course of the River Bure as it winds its way through the landscape and past the modern town of Aylsham. As we follow the river, the road appears weakly on the LiDAR before we approach the modern village of Ingworth. To the southeast of Ingworth, aerial photographs show what may be a Roman roadside settlement. The features are mentioned on the Norfolk Historic Environment record as undated. After Ingworth, the Roman road continues to appear on aerial photographs and LiDAR as it approaches a tributary of the River Bure known as Scarrow Beck. It's here where things get really interesting. At the crossing there appears to be a branch road to the west. While you will expect a road junction crossing water to also hold a Roman roadside settlement, there is nothing on the historic environment record and little on the aerial photographs, so that remains an unanswered question. As for the branch road, we will come back to that, but first we continue north. After the crossing, evidence starts to get very sketchy. There are some modern tracks and aerial photograph evidence that could also easily be modern. The road seems to curve around some low-lying and boggy areas, a theme we will return to later on. Fortunately, there is more credible aerial photograph evidence between Wickmere and Matlask. Unfortunately, we then lose the road again due to the landscaping at the Barlingham Hall estate. Once we are further north, past that landscaping, there are again possible signs of the road, but they are small and not the best quality evidence. Here we have what looks like the road turning to the west, along with a branch road that has a ladder settlement associated with it. Further on, not up that branch road, is our road with double ditches as a last hurrah before it disappears. I can find no more convincing evidence for the road past this point. There we have the Roman road north of Brampton. There is good evidence to the south and poor evidence to the north, where there are no doubt more discoveries to be made. Though the course of this road can be winding in parts, one possible destination is a natural harbour north of Kelling, which would have been preferred by the Romans to a port directly on the coast. Now, moving on, we will look at that branch road to the west, which is actually significantly larger than the first road. Back to that junction. While a lot of the evidence later on is very good, it starts off just as dodgy as the evidence for the north end of the first road, because there is the potential presence of pipes around where I think the road is. The very visible reservoir is something that makes you look at the otherwise decent aerial photograph and think, is that a road or a pipe? It doesn't get any better here. There is a clear LiDAR feature descending the hill towards Walterton, but it is clear of trees, which usually suggests it is modern. There is definitely a pipe heading for it from the northwest, but that's later than the LiDAR feature descending the hill. It does get better than this, I promise. Is that a road on the aerial photographs or something else? It doesn't look like a pipe at least. We aren't at the good stuff yet. An annoying pipe makes another appearance to the southeast of Little Barningham, but further to the west the aerial photograph what convincingly looks like Roman road ditches, complete with a branch trackway heading north from it. This stuff is why I'm conflicted about this part of the road, but it's the best I've found for this section so far. We then leave the open fields and join a long modern road, Sweetbriar Lane, which I believe is on the top of the original Roman road. At the west end of Sweetbriar Lane we get some fairly decent LiDAR features in dark blue, forming a cohesive alignment along with some field boundaries in light blue. It's beginning to look a bit more like a Roman road now. Finally we get to the good stuff, a beautifully preserved Roman road in Lodge Plantation, south of Hunworth. Much like in my previous video, where there was a well-preserved section of Roman road in woodland on an otherwise poorly preserved Roman road. Here we have the same. Here it is close up, because let's dwell on this while we can. The road continues on the same alignment with more LiDAR features. On this part of the road we seem to have swapped aerial photograph features for LiDAR features, as the road is better preserved. That same alignment continues past Brinton. The evidence is especially strong where the valleys are crossed, as the plough seems to have done less damage there. We finally get to see decent evidence of the side ditches south of Bale, before we join another modern road. This is Bale Road, going through the middle of the village of Hindringham. As we approach the river Stiff Key, we are back in open fields, with the road ditches appearing in multiple aerial photographs. At the river crossing we expect some sort of settlement, and there is nearby but not directly on the course of the road. The orange dot marks the spot where a lot of Roman period occupation material has been found near Great Walsingham. After the river crossing we lose the road for a bit. It took me a while to find where it goes because there is a change in direction. Our Roman road eventually joins another long section of modern road called Walsingham Road, as well as crossing Ivan Margary's Roman Road 39 at almost a 90-degree angle. This long straight section of road is marked as a Roman road on the Norfolk Historic Environment Record due to road metalling found where it crosses the River Burn. It then makes a deviation around low-lying ground and joins Ivan Margary's Roman Road 33B, where it seems to stop. Neither the start or the end of that second road are at known Roman settlements. So what is that road for? My theory is that it's there to give access to the land across the North Norfolk coast, rather than simply a journey from A to B. Another thing to note in this area is the number of times a road will make a deviation around low-lying land. As you will know from a previous video of mine, Roman roads are not straight, and it would seem that here the surveyor responsible for setting out the Roman roads made significant detours to avoid going through river valleys if the road could go around them. Thank you for listening, and at this point I would usually say see you in the next video, but I'm getting fed up of other people taking my new discoveries and claiming them as their own. Hopefully they won't nick the contents of this video too. I think I need to do something else with my life now, so goodbye.